Well, now joining me on WION Newsroom, the Junaida who will give us all the latest insights from the world of business, Nikita Singh giving us the buzz from the tech world, and Athra Sasidharan who will get us all the updates from the world of sports. And we begin by going over to Adya for market updates. Adya, over to you.
Thank you, Jyotsna. Global markets are flashing warning signals as policy uncertainty deepens. Now, global equities tumbled as hawkish signals from the US Federal Reserve officials crushed hopes of a December rate cut. Asia led the sell-off. The Nikkei plunged 2% and South Korea's Kospi slid up to 3.6%. US futures also turned negative after Wall Street logged its biggest one-day fail since April. Now, Treasury yields rose, but the dollar slipped, signaling risk aversions. Safe haven assets like gold edged higher, while oil spiked 2% after Ukraine drone strike hit a Russian depot. Now, the pullback comes after a massive run-up in tech stocks this year, leaving valuations stretched and markets vulnerable. But markets aren't just struggling with the sentiment, they're also struggling with visibility. Global investors are pulling back sharply from Asia's biggest AI-linked markets. Foreign funds have sold $4.6 billion each in Taiwanese and Korean equities this month, the fastest exodus in at least 7 months and the biggest since March and April. Now, Korea's Kospi, which surged 84% since April, has slipped from its highs. Chinese tech sentiment remains fragile, with the Hang Seng Tech Index in correction territory. Now, earnings disappointment at Tencent and Baidu have deepened valuation worries. Analysts say fundamentals remain strong, but a healthy sentiment correction is playing out. Now, speaking of correction, China is staring at a worsening economic slowdown. The country's latest numbers paint a weakening economy under mounting structural strain. Industrial output rose 4.9% in October, the slowest since August 2024, while retail sales grew 2.9% despite single-day promotion. Fixed asset investment shrank 1.7% in the first 10 months, with property prices falling at their fastest pace in a year. Economists warn Beijing faces pressure from all sides, with weak consumption, local government debt, and a sluggish property sector dragging the growth. Officials are reluctant to inject major stimulus this year, even though meeting the 5% growth target that will be tight. Now, that's a wrap from the world of business. Now, for all the tech updates, it's over to you, Nikita.
Thanks so much, Adya. Apple and ChatGPT maker OpenAI failed to convince a US federal judge to dismiss a lawsuit filed by Elon Musk's S-Corp and XAI. Now, the case accuses Apple of violating antitrust laws by exclusively integrating ChatGPT into its Apple Intelligence features, allegedly shutting out rival AI models. The judge said the lawsuit can proceed for now, adding that his decision does not reflect any view on the truth of the claims. OpenAI called the lawsuit part of Musk's ongoing pattern of harassment, while Apple and X did not respond to requests for comment. The case is part of a broader wave of legal challenges over how big tech companies use AI partnerships to strengthen their market power. ChatGPT maker OpenAI has announced that it will invest in a startup focused on blocking bad actors from creating biological weapons powered by artificial intelligence. Now, OpenAI is the lead investor in a $15 million seed round in Red Queen Bio, which is trying to make sure the AI industry's defenses are growing at least as rapidly as those who seek to exploit models to harm humans. The investment is part of OpenAI's broader effort to invest in startups that seek to contain the risks posed by AI. Well, that's it from the world of tech. Now, my colleague Athra will be taking you through some sports updates across the globe. Over to you, Athra.
Thank you so much, Nikita, for all the tech updates. Now, let's look at the top sports stories we are tracking for you at this hour. We'll begin with football first, where Kylian Mbappe and France are going to the 2026 World Cup. The 2018 winners qualified for the next year's tournament after defeating Ukraine 4-0. After a goalless first half, the hosts ran a riot in the dominant second period. Mbappe scored a brace and Liverpool's Hugo Ekitike got his first goal for France. The two-time champions have won Group D with 13 points. Meanwhile, Ukraine and Iceland are tied on 7 points and will play for the second place when they meet on Sunday. Staying with football, for the first time in his international career, Cristiano Ronaldo received a red card as Portugal fell to a shock 2-0 defeat to Republic of Ireland in Dublin. Ronaldo was given his marching orders in the 61st minute for elbowing Ireland's defender Dara O'Shea on the back. Portugal would have qualified for the World Cup final if they would have won today. The sending off also means that Ronaldo could be in danger of winning in the first game of the World Cup if Portugal qualify. Over in tennis now, Carlos Alcaraz has secured the year-end world #1 ranking after reaching the knockout stage of the ATP finals with 3 straight wins. The 22-year-old achieved the feat by beating 9-seed Lorenzo Musetti 4-6, 6-1. With this win, Spain is down to Italians in 1 strike, first eliminating Musetti from the season-ending championship and then railroading Yannick Sinner's hopes of regaining top spot in the rankings. Alcaraz will end the year top of the rankings for the second time, having become the first teenager to achieve that feat in 2022. Well, with that, we've come to the end of the sports segment. It's back to you, Jyotsna.
All right, well, thank you, Atta. Thank you, Nikita and Naga, for bringing us the latest from sports, tech, and business. With that, we call it a wrap to this bulletin. We'll be back with news and updates on the other side of this very short break. Keep watching WION What is Fun.